Hello, friends, and welcome back to the farmhouse. I'm glad you're here today. We have a fun project. In 2021, I made this into an office space and I had all of my office things here. But over time, with my knees being bad, I've kind of been putting food items here. And now I want to make this into a temporary pantry area for things that I use the most, that I run out of and can't go up and down the basement stairs. So what I need here is just my back stock of things just that I use the most. And I'm going to have to get rid of some of the office things, but that's okay. Here are the basement stairs. I showed you this in 2018 or 19. Um, those stairs were an afterthought in this 1860s farmhouse, and they're just treacherous. So here are a few things that I've had close to these shelves and things that I use the most. I have another bag of groceries I've recently purchased, and we're just going to go ahead and get into it and start clearing this off and making room for a pantry. And now that it's washed, it's going to sit and dry before I put on my shelf liner. This is just one that I picked up a while ago when I first thought of this project. This is just from Dollar Tree. I want this nice and dry before I put this on. And something that I've learned as I've gotten older, and just a tip I want to share with you, it is getting harder for me to tackle these gigantic projects in one day or spend 3 or 4 consecutive days all day doing a project. For me, I fall behind in other things that I need to get done, and then it becomes overwhelming. So I'm going to take a break here because I have on the table in front of us all the things that were in this area and that I've recently purchased. And then I have some things in the basement, and I'm going to figure out what I want here. I could really use a full wall walk-in pantry, as I'm sure we all could, but that's not in the cards for this 1860s farmhouse. It just, there isn't a space for that here. So I've got to condense down and put in this spot only what I really need in this spot. Purpose of this pantry is to save me from going up and down those basement stairs and being able to grab the things that I use absolutely the most. So I'm going to take a break for today. I will be back right away. I'm going to get out my trusty dusty notebook, and I'm going to go through and make a list of the things that I really need here, and I'm going to look at my storage systems. You've seen that I had some of those wonderful storage containers. I really love storing in glass jars as well. And I have some baskets. When I had a mind for this project, went out and spent the day hunting for systems that I thought would work for me. And now I have those systems, and some are here and some are in the basement. And I want to go back through and just reevaluate how I'm going to use them. Of course, I do want it to have a nice aesthetic, but it's just not going to look like a Pinterest pin, can assure you. Sometimes the aesthetic just doesn't fit our usefulness, and that's the most important thing I want you to take away from this video. Is it can be beautiful and it can look great, especially that it's going to be visible in the dining room, and this is still going to be my office area, and I'm going to look at this every day, and if it's mumbled and jumbled, I'm not going to like it. So I want it to be pleasing to the eye, but it also has to be functional, and functional is actually going to be the first order of business. So that's what I suggest that you do as well. Figure out what you're going to use, how you're going to use it, and how much of it you need before you overhaul your entire space with systems that just aren't going to work for you. It's all dry, and I'm getting ready to put on my shelf liner, and I just want to show you the pattern. This is just a wood grain pattern. It's kind of a beige and kind of a gray color. It's hard to see in the camera up close. But we're going to get this on now and lay it out straight. Overlaps. I am going to tack that down. It will be noticeable, but not when everything is sitting on it. It won't be easy to see. I really did consider something like a peelable wallpaper that would go on the back and the front and along here to make it really pretty. But again, this is a temporary storage unit. I do have other plans in place. I don't know how long that's going to take, so I really didn't want to do something that I was going to keep forever. I'm thinking of maybe make butler's pantry with a cabinet and some shelves above, taking these shelves out. I may put just a tall dresser storage in here. I may make it a closet. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. I do have plans in place and more storage in the kitchen. That's coming. We're just gonna have to wait and see how that unfolds. But for now, I just wanted something quick and to get the job done, and this is gonna do it for me. So I want to share some of those ideas I was talking about. Here is what it was like in the kitchen. It's been that way for many years. I recently picked up the shelf. I'm thinking a corner pantry on a larger scale than this shelf, but this is what I have going on for now, and this is going to hold me over while we make those plans and decide how it's going to work in our kitchen and see if we can make that happen. Now I have everything sorted, and I want to look at my storage options. Now I have just gathered everything that I have. I like a lot of different options. I don't know what I'm going to use, but I have it. I have these containers, and they all have the same lid, which I like. I have some dry storage, some Lazy Susans. I have these bins that I use in our barn fridge, some things that I bought that we use in the basement. I like this for little packet storage. And then last year, when I started thinking about this project, I actually picked up some things, these two storage container sets, as well as these gray baskets that you see here. I like them because they're quite large. You can put a lot of things in them and shove them back on the shelf, and then no one can see what's in them. I really like that idea because it's like having a drawer but not having a drawer, and things are stored out of sight but together and easy to get to. I got these last year at TJ Maxx, like I said, and they're quite large. There's the dimensions for you. I don't know if they have these exact ones. Recently, I picked up some white ones that I also use in this video, so I know they have similar things. Forgot to mention these two things. I have a little shelf riser. I think I have two of those. And then I have these can separators that goes on your shelf. It gives you 3 shelves up to store your cans and separate them. And I really like this idea because I don't have a lot of things in cans, but I do have some cans that I like to have handy that I use a lot, like soups and beans. Who doesn't love a good can of tomato soup on a cold day? And so I have, like I said, a lot of soups. So I'm going to measure. These shelves come with these little plastic dividers, and you just put them in between your cans, and you measure your cans how wide it is, and then you can have dividers on your shelves to keep your cans kind of in their own lane, and it does keep it nice and neat. So I really like that idea as well. So these turned out to be one of my favorite organizing tools. To the top shelf. Now I like using these cereal organizers, but some of my stickers don't come off. Do you have any good ideas? Let me know on how to get the stickers off these containers. Now for my oatmeal, this is what I was talking about. I have not having extra organization. I have some in the basement, some up here. So I want to put it all together. And I like these glass jars and I use them in the kitchen. And so I'm going to go ahead and fill the oat jar and put it back in the kitchen where it's handy for everyday use. The last bin, I make some chewy bars that I make very often, and I like to just have all the ingredients together rather than decant them. I use them so quickly, I just be refilling jars all the time. So here I just keep their ingredients in their original packages, and then I can just take them when I need them. I can just simply take the entire basket from its spot, carry it into the kitchen, and then just bring it back and slide it right back in place when I'm done and all the ingredients stay together. Now I'm ready to work on the floor. I know I need extra paper towels. I would like a couple extra tissue rolls because we do have storage in the powder room downstairs, but I don't ever want to be without with a guest in the house. And I have water, and then of course some extra beverages. I have this container that I like, and then here are those white baskets that I've recently picked up. So let's try to put everything together and see how it goes. Here is a tip for you if you have to leave your bathroom tissue out. I want to wrap it so that it stays clean and dry and no bugs and dust and dirt on it. Just taking a plain piece of tissue paper and wrap it and then just tuck the ends into the middle, and this will help keep your paper clean and dry. Of course, people will still know sitting here that it's tissue, but it is a little bit more covered and put away. have a few things left, and what is left are things that I will probably donate. And then I have just a few things over here that I already have stocked well in the kitchen, and these can just be moved to the basement. I think I can say that I definitely hit my goals of having the things that I need the most close by and saving some trips up and down those stairs. I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. It doesn't look cluttered or overcrowded. It's probably not a Pinterest pin, but it's very nice, and I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. Now for my recipes and all the other things that were in the office part of this built-ins, I took some time and I sorted everything. I went through systems that no longer work for us, that we no longer need, that can be put somewhere else. And I'm very happy to say that I was able to really reduce the amount of things that I use, and I had the perfect place for them. So everything is accounted and taken care of. I just want to say thank you to everyone who was here today. So glad that you were with me here at the farmhouse, and I hope that this can provide you some inspiration or some motivation. And until next time, be blessed, be safe, and I'll see you soon.